Hey, what's up, guys? DREAGEN here with a special commentary for one of my all-time favorite Halloween films, Trick or Treat. Now, when you see the legendary logo appearing on your screen, that is your cue to start listening to us. We're going to kick things off in 3, 2, 1. Hello! And welcome to our special commentary for Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat! Trick or Treat!
This is a special duo commentary.
Like we started out doing commentaries, just you and me, before we got a bunch of wacky cohorts to join us. This film was written directed by Mike Doherty, who
oh Jesus!
I know, right? Who, depending at the time of watching this commentary, might be a lot more famous because of his directing of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. But this is, I think this is his first film he directed. Before that, he was a writer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he worked on some of the X-Men films as a writer, but this is his first, I think, theatrical film, or just film in general. And garnered something of a cult following. It's a very cool movie. And it's almost like an anthology, a series of anthology stories within one single film that all kind of interconnect with one another, which is one of those things where, aside from being really hard to do, even when you do it, it can just kind of feel like, I don't know, disjointed, and sometimes you're just like, I just want to follow a story from beginning to end. I don't really want to jump around. But he does it so well in this film that I don't have an issue with it. And I think it's because it all kind of flows together. It's not just a bunch of separate incidences that don't have any effect on one another, but they all kind of weave in and out of each other. So it feels very cohesive.
Gotta show that back.
And because these are Canadian actors, I can tell this movie shot in Canada. That was good.
That dude looks a lot older than her.
He was in the Battlestar Galactica series, the one that was on Sci-Fi.
That face.
That face.
He looks so dopey. Sorry, dude. He just had kind of a weird, funny look.
Well, you're nice.
It was his sexy face, I guess.
It was kind of like a bit of a smolder he had going on.
It was a derp smolder.
It was a good smolder. Is there such a thing as a non-derp smolder?
This is true.
I mean, that's kind of what makes part of the smolder's charm. Let's date this movie real quick, shall we?
Let's watch some fucking VHS tapes.
No, I'm pretty sure, even though this is supposed to imply they've had this tape for a while still. But yeah, I think the VHS were still kind of around at this point. They were definitely being phased out by DVD, but they were still there. This is like the twilight years.
By the way, who the fuck takes down this shit on Halloween?
I know, that's criminal.
Don't be creepy.
By the way, remember when Halloween looked like this?
I know.
Like, oh, this film is almost like a period piece now. Because Halloween doesn't look like this anymore.
And I like how, okay, I'm not trying to complain, but I'm just saying, she's like, my mom's gonna have an aneurysm if she sees this place. But I'm like, but you decorated it, so like, why?
Listen. No one is debating that she has a terrible mother.
Yeah.
Okay? I think the film has made that very clear, that her mother is the worst person in this whole film, which is why they don't even show her mother, because she's such a despicable character for not liking Halloween.
I like how he just got started, apparently.
I mean, you know. And it's one of those things too where, I mean, hey now, I don't know if this movie is considered modern horror anymore because of how old it is, but one of the reasons why I don't like modern horror movies really is because they're not scared. That they're all style, no substance. They're all just super gritty for the sake of it. But the thing about horror is supposed to be kind of fun. Horror, ironically enough, is a genre of film that probably borders comedy, strangely enough, closer than any other genre of film. Which is weird when you really think about it, which is why you have so many like horror comedies and they work.
So the thing put the sheets back up.
Yeah.
I know we watched this last year or a year before or something.
It's been a while. I've seen it a few times. I know for you it's been a minute.
It as much.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where even when horror is meant to be taken seriously, horror should always have like I feel like a bit of a playfulness to it. There should be something that's kind of fun about it, even if it's very grim and cryptic. Like right here, what's happening isn't like fun, but there is a playful atmosphere to this whole movie, and to me, that's what horror is supposed to be. There's something supposed to be kind of like cool and kind of fun, creepy, and unsettling.
She got murdered by lollipops.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you see like how these deaths happen in this movie, yes, there people are being murdered. There are people who are being killed. And
I guess how hand that is.
like right there, you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's bad because it's an innocent woman who just got murdered. But it's not like when you watch watch the movie like Seven and watch the murderers in that movie. There's nothing fun or playful or tongue in cheek about it. I mean, the movie's just dark and cryptic right up to the end.
By the way, this isn't based on a comic, right? They just put that in here? Or is it based on a comic?
I'm not sure. I know they made a comic based on it, but I'm not sure if actually Trick or Treat is itself based on a comic. I'll look that up right now. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's a thriller. Like, I don't consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie. That's a thriller.
Yeah.
There is nothing playful or tongue-in-cheek about Silence of the Lambs. It's a thriller.
Wait a minute. Warren Valley, Ohio.
Yeah, this is supposed to take place in Ohio, which I know is funny because we are currently living in Ohio.
Is that like Warren County? Because that's...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's where we are.
I just had a... Wow.
So this is... So,
I never
saying is on Halloween, we're going to go out, and this is going to happen. I'm cool with it.
Remember when I said, like, I love these movies being playful? Like, yeah, I don't want to go out this Halloween. Nope, never mind. I've watched the movie version of our Halloween. That is so weird. Yeah, so, folks, right now we are currently living in Warren County, Ohio.
Please don't come and find us. And murder us.
Well, that's what I was going to say. First of all, don't call, like, I think it's a big presumptuous of how interested all of you guys would be in us.
Hey, you never know.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean, like... The way she's done the thing in her mouth, it's brutal, but it's kind of funny too. You know, to me, that's what horror is supposed to be.
This is killing me. This kid, you fucking dragging your candy on the dirty ass ground. Like, what's wrong with you?
But it's funny. All the people that are walking by in this opening shot, these are all the characters of the films who we're going to follow all their stories. Yeah. So everyone we're seeing, these are people who are going to play a role in this movie. So it's basically like, you know, Halloween night. You know, it's.
Yeah.
All the spooky shit that goes on behind the scenes of Halloween. Yeah, written and directed by Michael Dougherty. So yeah, this is look at that blood moon.
Mm-hmm. So this is supposed to take place here. I call bullshit because there's nowhere where there's.
Yeah. No, this does. Sorry to burst your bubbles, folks, but if you ever watched this movie and thought to yourself, man, I want to go to Warren County on Halloween night.
Well, it's
don't.
Warren Valley in the movie.
Oh, Warren Valley. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it because Halloween doesn't look like this around here. Go to Warren Valley, not Warren County. If you go to Warren County, you'll be sorely disappointed when it's not like, you know, this.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure Halloween's not like this anywhere in America anymore.
I know. Jesus, child. Gross. Seriously, this kid. What the hell?
Hey, good for him.
See, this is why bathrooms and dressing stalls, like, why would you have a gap? It makes no sense.
So boys can become men. Again, though, like, and the great thing I like about this film is all these characters that you follow, not everything is what it seems. There is a sense of irony to everything in this film. So it's not even, again, and that's the fun thing about it. It's not even just that oh, you're following all these characters who get caught up in something Halloween. Who they are is not what they appear to be. So it kind of keeps you guessing throughout the entire film, which I really, really like. I think he's finally supposed to do a sequel to this movie. People have been asking him to do it for years, but again, this has always been something of a cult following. So films like that tend to take a little longer to get sequels because there's not as much mainstream pull. But
I like how they just got their hair did, unless they did that before.
They might have done that before. Like she's got a pink flask.
I was gonna say, like, she's just fucking drinking and no one gives a shit in the store.
Well, I mean, them teddies. See, homie, right away, that should have been your first clue that shit's up.
Yeah. Yeah, what a jerk.
Oh my god, I would have fucking just put on a mask and just backhanded the shit out of those kids.
Gross.
You guys, I mean, we've all been there, right? Where you come across a kid where you're just like, my god, if it wasn't for the whole, like, law and age thing, I would just freaking kick the shit out of your fucking front teeth. I know it sounds to me, but we've all met that kid where I'm like, oh my god, you suck. When you turn 18, I'm going to knock on your door, and when you answer, I'm going to just punch you right in the fucking mouth. Sorry to go on a tangent there, but...
So was I the only kid who was actually nice and, like, only took one piece of candy when there was a bowl?
No, I did that too, actually.
Like, no one wants to be that jerk where you go up to a bowl after some kids and it's empty.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. Now, especially now that Halloween's basically extinct, but
yeah,
even as a kid, like, I loved Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I loved... See, like, there's the couple in the background. So this is happening before they got murdered. Yeah.
Oh, it did say earlier.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is all happening in and around. When you see each one of these people's, like, story conclude in the movie, it's literally all kind of happening around the same time as everybody else's conclusion. So literally, when shit goes down, it's kind of happening all at once. So it's kind of interesting. So every time they go, one person's story is over, it goes backwards to somebody else's, and it starts back up. Oh. Seriously, like, I'm sorry, like, I know that girls get horny too, but I'm like, no, you girls are gonna. This is like a hostile kind of situation where you're gonna lure me in. I'm gonna wake up in a bathtub full of ice. No.
I like how he left real knives out there, by the way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And what he's saying right here actually is, well, no, the dead don't come back to life in the living. But the mythology behind Halloween,
Well, yeah.
All Hallows Eve, how it started, like with the actual history behind the holiday, that is true. It's supposed to be the one night where the dead can return, so people can be reunited with their lost loved ones.
It's got a small derp face.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh.
Ugh.
Yep, this is... Out of everything that happens in this movie, this is by far the most unsettling. Yeah. Yep. Take it in,
Closing my
folks.
eyes.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at you instead. Hi.
I know I'm the same way. I'm like
I don't like seeing people vomit.
I
hate it
can
myself.
oh right on the camera. I can literally watch someone get disemboweled.
Oh god, I need to take this out for a second.
The sound bothering you.
Yes.
Oh god, there's so much.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
Just gonna.
god damn, that was nasty. Yeah, no.
I'm not normally someone that if I see someone vomit, it's honestly the smell. But
I can watch someone get
sound
sawed in
is
half
like,
in slow motion in a movie, but someone starts puking. I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
nope. Yeah, see, this is by far. I've always said everything in this movie is playful, but this is probably the darkest this movie will get.
probably
Is right here.
it's kind of the most realistic in the sense that.
Yeah, because I'm not
poison
gonna
you, like,
not to
heavy-
spoil anything for you guys if you haven't seen this movie. Though all our commentaries, I would recommend if you have not seen the movie yet, watch it first and then watch it with the commentary. But if you haven't seen the movie and you are watching it for the first time, listening to us, this is the only thing like this in the movie that doesn't really have a kind of quote unquote supernatural twist to it, if that makes any sense. You'll see what I mean. Everything else is a bit more fantastical. This is probably the scariest thing in the movie because it's the realest thing in the movie.
I like how that one kid's like looking.
Yep. Yeah, he's noticing. He's like, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. See, these little guys become such a kind of a cult hit, but I was always surprised he never became more famous.
Yeah.
I could see him being so big in Japan. Like I could see this movie being so well received in Japan. Just him alone,
Yeah.
because he's so creepy, but he's so cute at the same time.
Oh, they're sisters?
Yeah.
So is this supposed to take place now? Or I guess when was this made again?
Oh, this
Like
movie
2006 or something?
Yeah.
Was this supposed to take place like that?
Modern day?
year?
Yeah. It was a contemporary story. 2007.
So that's how I was
Yeah.
close. That's a creepy ass gnome. I hate it.
But it's playful.
Nope, it's just creepy as fuck. So why did it matter that it was this kid? I forgot.
No, I
Oh,
think it
and
was
somebody else.
it was just bait, basically luring him in.
But it looks like there was one other kid.
Like I said, hey, asshole!
Wasn't there a body in the
Yeah,
car?
there's
Okay.
already one.
So he killed two people tonight?
Well, I think it might be from like the previous year.
What, you redug it out?
Yeah, well, basically, that's where he stores what's left of them.
Mm. Pupper.
Puppers. Super puppers.
Jesus Christ.
But you see what I'm saying? How it's a horror movie, but look at this shit. Like, you can't help but laugh at it. Like like I said, I mean, how something as horrific as a child murder could be played for laughs. Like, you know what I mean? Again, only horror can do that. Horror, like I said, borders comedy so close, and it really is a fine line. That's why, again, as I say, horror comedies always work so well because they're so close to one another.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. I like how he's the freak. Oh, so that wasn't the fat kid, that was a different one? Yeah, that one's dressed as a clown.
Oh, I guess you're right. I thought it was from like the night before. Again, this is so sadistic. He's murdering a child as we do it. Part of me wonders too why else something like this might be considered like. Well, that's the thing. I feel like a movie like this now would be more popular.
Yeah.
Because this is during a period of time where a lot of mainstream movies, quite frankly, sucked.
Jesus Christ.
I know, just freaking hurl that shovel out the window. It's like, shut up! But yeah, so you had these kind of smaller, more subversive movies, and Legendary wasn't a huge company at the time either, a huge studio. And they were producing some big titles, but as a whole, they weren't.
What the hell? Why didn't you... Okay, this is gonna sound morbid, but I'm like, why not just kill your own kid? Clearly you don't like him.
We'll get to that.
Again, I don't remember this movie very well. So.
Okay, yeah, the most... Okay, see, right here, watch... Remember when I said that everything kind of happens at the same time?
Yeah,
So we're going to come back to this later. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Yeah, this is the only part of the movie when I watched it, I was like, oh God. Like, and normally I'm like, you can't scare me or weird me out in a movie. I've kind of seen it all, and I kind of, always pat myself on the back as being, kind of unfazable, if you will. But this movie and this part coming up, I was like, oh Jesus, A, I didn't see it coming. But B, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, that's the most terrifying thing in this movie.
Yeah, that guy's really creepy.
Yeah, because you think you know where this is. Something bad's going to happen. And you think you know what that bad thing is, which is bad. But it's, you think you know what's going to happen here. But in actuality, what's going to happen is way worse than what you thought was going to happen. What you thought was going to happen.
Yeah, isn't he going to have his kid?
You'll see. You'll see.
I can't remember.
You'll see. I want you to react fresh in the moment. Because again, if this movie kind of played by the numbers, we would, okay, yeah, he's going to murder his kid. Clearly. Oh, God, it's so bad. Oh, God.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God. And honestly, what makes it super creepy, it's the way the kid plays it. The child actor, how almost like it's gonna sound really strange, so people don't please get the wrong idea about me at all. But it almost sounds like even the little kid is almost getting off to the idea. Like there's almost like a seduction on his face when he's looking. He's not. Oh, that's okay. Speaking about being creepy with kids, sorry. But you know what I mean? It's not. He's not like, "Yay, Daddy, let's carve up the head." There's that weird thing in his face where, like, "Yeah, let's do it." It's like, oh, God.
Yeah. He's just fucking.
Oh, and these are what? Yeah, no, that's the most unsettling part of the whole movie. And I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like hating on it, but I'm just like that's the only part of the movie I was like, oh. Shit, that's dark. And the irony is there's no monsters in that part. It's human beings, you know what I mean? And that shows you, like, at the end of the day, the scariest shit will always be human beings because human beings are real. But yeah, no, so that was the weirdest part of the movie.
Is that guy supposed to be Bieber?
Uh,
With a mask?
Was Bieber even around yet?
I don't fucking remember, man.
Oh my god, that house is my dream.
Reminds me, a long time ago when I was a kid, we went to a pumpkin festival where they had hundreds of carved pumpkins. It was kind of like that, but more. It was awesome.
Again, I would hate to have to deal with them after the fact. It's probably why I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
not to mention, pumpkins can be kind of expensive now.
Yeah. But it's so cool. I might just go for broke one day and say, let's just do it.
Yeah.
This girl's my favorite character in the whole movie.
Your name's Dom.
She kind of reminds me of, what's it, Susie from Little Witch Academia?
Susie?
Susie?
It's like Susie with a C.
Yeah.
Susie.
I also like the camera work in this movie. That's a little bit of the film nerd in me coming out, but I like how the camera also feels like a silent character in this film. The camera kind of feels like a guide. It's taking us on the ride.
Is he supposed to be like the fucking Phantom or some shit?
It's interesting too how Michael does a lot of like interesting jump cuts. Like it almost like destabilizes the scene. Yeah.
Are you a vampire? Is that what he's supposed to be? Yeah, a real one.
Like I said, nothing in this movie is what it seems. There's a lot of layers to that. That's my advice for this movie. First time watching it, don't take anything at face value. But the movie's fun like that because it's like it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what's what. Like that. That's kind of the interesting thing. I like how Halloween is the night where monsters can hide in the open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can camouflage themselves, and that really plays into it. It's like right here, her being injured like this, she literally looks like she's, just in makeup. If this was if this was November 1st, you know what I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Yeah, now she just looks like a drunk girl in makeup. Like it's scary to think, like that could happen.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not so much anymore since nobody goes out on Halloween anymore, but...
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like I was saying when we went to the Halloween store looking at decorations, and a lot of them look really fake. Like if it's like a person or a body part or something, and I'm like, it's probably so that the police don't get calls all the time.
Well, I think so too. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some kind of rule too where they has to look
like
fake because otherwise, unless you go to like a lot of those really like go like to LA or to Universal.
Well, yeah.
Where they have the really, but then you're paying it to go in there. You realize that's part of the. It's like going to the movie and seeing a dead body in a movie where it's meant to look real because it's a movie. But if you just see that one on. Yep. See, she's supposed to be weird. I hope we have a daughter and she's just like this.
Weird nerdy girl.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll happen.
And I want her to wear a witch's hat year round. And I would support it. That would. No, I would be down with it. She'd be like, Dad, can I wear a witch's hat all the time? I'd be like,
well, yeah,
yes.
if she wanted to.
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to force it on her
okay.
like, wear the hat. I don't want to wear the hat. Put the fucking hat on.
Especially if she's got amazing hair.
Topanga hair from Boy Meets World.
Yep. Our dream hair.
You all know what I'm talking about.
Yep, won't be getting that close.
I love it when towns have like little legends. I grew up, it's where I spent a lot of my youth in a town called Merced, California. Big ups to everyone in Merced. I'll extend that to Atwater, California too. But yeah, we had everyone's heard of the Bloody Mary legend, obviously, but like it was like a big deal where I was in that town amongst the kids with my age range.
Age range?
Age range. By the way, I love the cinematography here, the lighting, the kind of the sepia.
Mm-hmm.
Has like that amber color.
God damn.
I know.
Those masks are terrifying.
Feels like Halloween right here. Not the holiday, but like the movie. Again, all of these stories are so morbid. But the movie's so much fun, but these stories are so like, ooh. God, it's like I'm murdering a school bus full of special needs children.
Yeah.
Yeah, this here is so cryptic and sad.
It's so creepy.
But it's sad too. Like, look at that. Like, imagine that happening. Like, parents
And they
just.
wouldn't have been weirded out that they got chained in when they got in the bus.
Well, again, I'm wondering if it's because they're. Trying to find the politically correct way to say this. Slower
they
special.
do not make an. That's not a thing.
Well, yeah, but it might not be. They might be used to being more compliant or being told to do what they're told all the time, so they might not question as much because they just because they're constantly being told essentially just shut up and do what you're told. So, I don't know. I mean, no, I'm not saying someone who has special needs would not have enough sense to, not want to be chained. But again, it's more or less just they are conditioned. They've been conditioned to be compliant by their parents. They were never allowed to express themselves freely. But obviously, it only lasts so long. And here, they kind of like, okay, even they wise up and they're like, yeah, this is bullshit. But unfortunately, it leads to,
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, look how beautiful that is. But it's such a depressing thing. Like I said, it's amazing how this film can be so playful and have so much fun while dealing with issues and topics that are so morbid and
Spoopy.
don't start that.
I will always say it.
But it's sad, you know what I mean? These are kids. We've seen a lot of child murder in this movie. But remember this guy.
Just say, obviously.
Yeah, his story is not over. Yeah, I love this transition here. I could see this being an anime too, like a creepy 90s style anime.
Yeah.
I love how her hat is crooked too.
It's kind of weird they had that quarry have those weird little wooden tower things right there. Like, I don't really get why they'd have that.
Like right what they're on right there.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that even supposed to be? There's one on the other side, too.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like when the quarry was actually functional, like in use.
I guess.
I mean, that's just kind of my deduction, as it were. But I
I like
could.
how that girl's just a jealous, petty bitch.
Petty
You
bitch.
ain't no angel.
I think that's supposed to be kind of.
Oh, I guess that's the fucking elevator? Apparently. That somehow still works. That's a little weird.
You're right. This movie's so unrealistic. It had me up with everything, but once I saw that elevator working, I just drew the line. I was like, nope, sorry guys, you lost me.
I love the... Yeah, hers is awesome.
I know. Look at this. This girl's awesome. We have Little Red Riding Hood.
Ew. Go Rome.
I hate public displays of affection.
I know.
I know a lot of people do, but it really bothers me when I see people like kissing. Like literally, I have to.
Yeah, have fun eating my ass down there.
I was gonna be.
God.
I was gonna be a lot more subtle about it, but then you went there. Damn. Hell yeah.
She's just like basically naked.
But see, I like, especially when you're going to get to her whole story. I like what she's saying is that not everything on Halloween, not everything is as it seems.
Yeah.
Like you look at something once and you think you're seeing one thing, but when you look closer, you realize you're seeing the opposite of what you think you're seeing, and that's kind of the whole. That's the whole thing of this movie. The whole thing of it is nothing is what it seems like on Halloween, and that real monsters hide in plain sight. So the people you think aren't monsters are, and the people that you think are
Oh God.
aren't. Yeah, well, that's a thing.
Wow, she's such an ass. Yes, I can. That's pretty sad. I never understood that. Like,
What?
have some guy, it's better than no guy. No. Dude, she's such a bitch.
Patience, folks. We'll get there. I don't know. I just dig her whole vibe. Like, if this movie wasn't an anthology, I would be cool if it only followed like one person. I would dig it if it followed her. Creep, kind of cool little witch girl. Oh, that'd be awesome. That's a cool shot. See, I just love the way he shoots his movies. Like, I'm not trying to fanboy all over Michael Dougherty. I'm really not. But in terms of visual style, his is probably some of the most distinctive next to Guillermo del Toro right now. That's why I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't blown up bigger already. That's why I'm hoping that Godzilla pushes him over, into the stratosphere, because he's got such a cool, distinctive style that I want to see more of his work. I don't want him to see him always behind, relegated to just as a screenplay writer, but I would love to see him direct more. So I'm hoping that pushes him enough in the, in popularity, so like Del Toro, he can just start making whatever he wants, and make more cool movies. Because I like, as much as I like big action films or big budget extravaganzas, I also like weird little spooky movies like this too. And I feel there's a lot of the former, but not enough of the latter. Not good ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No shit. He's. What? I'm like, no, I don't think that's how candles work.
Listen.
Like, if you get someone puts a gun to your back at an ATM, don't pull out a candle. I'm just saying.
I kind of feel bad for the dude though, that Schrader dude, Beebs. Like, he wasn't an asshole.
Hey man, guilty by proximity.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, I like how this movie doesn't do the normal thing where it's like, oh, well, the people who don't deserve to die won't die. Like, again, it doesn't play on the cliche of horror. There is collateral damage in this movie, and a lot of it are kids. The majority of the people who die in this movie are children, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And that's going to sound really creepy to say, but in a weird way, that's kind of what made Halloween fun for us growing up, like in the 80s and 90s, was that there was an element of danger to it. I mean, nothing actually ever happened to us because we all had our dads with us and whatnot, but there was this.
There are moms.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't have them.
Well,
my mom was having. Oh, that looks cool.
I was wondering where the fucking water was. I was like, well, so where's the course?
This feels like Silent Hill right here.
I know.
But you know what I mean? I mean, where it's like, because there's always an element of danger associated to some degree with Halloween, and that kind of made it fun. Because, Christmas isn't supposed to be dangerous. Thanksgiving isn't dangerous. But Halloween, there was always this air of like, ooh, something might happen. Whereas like kids, and each usually was always like safety for kids. Mm-hmm. If something happened, it was something happened to a kid.
Yeah.
So there was this kind of, when we were running around the streets at night, hooping and hollering, running to houses, getting candy, there was always this element of like, oh man, I wonder if something might happen tonight. We didn't want anything to happen, honestly. But because it was in the back of our mind, it kind of made it a little bit more fun.
Why would you grab it or go for it?
Oh, here we go. Hey, it's Slipknot. I felt the air rise up. I probably can't sing anymore without getting sued. Look at that. Look at that. Again, but that's the thing. Who dies on Halloween night usually? Oh, it's kids. That's... It can...
Oh, Jinkies, my glasses. I haven't watched Scooby-Doo in like a million years, so I don't remember. That's what she says, right?
What?
It says Velma from Scooby-Doo, right?
Oh, I probably haven't watched it in 2 million years, but so I don't know.
Been forever.
Well,
now we just feel like assholes. Jeez. She's supposed to be dead though, or she just fell, knocked out. I don't remember. Oh, I guess her head hit a rock.
Yeah.
One of us, one of us. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's what they did.
Yeah. Oh.
That's pretty mean, though.
Yeah. Still feel bad for Beebs?
No. I forgot that they did that.
Poor girl.
Yeah. Gosh, she's such a bitch.
Oh, she'll get hers.
I know. I was gonna say, remember they actually happened, right?
Yeah.
And by they I mean the dead kids.
The Dead Kids. That could be the name of this movie, The Dead Kids, because boy, there sure are a lot of them.
Guess my plan backfired, because now I'm just being even more of a petty, jealous bitch. Bitch.
Betch. Of the Echo. Yeah. What did happen to the bus driver? Wonder if we'll see him again. See, the thing I like about this movie, like these little stories here, it kind of feels like like a rated R Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like Goosebumps was good, but it was kind of, pulled back here and there because it was still meant for quote unquote kids. But if it didn't like hold back at all, this would be like an awesome like Goosebumps story. Are those supposed to like falling leaves? Is that what that is?
Sure. Probably.
I just love the visual of it. Yeah. Yeah, this part is so like eerie. I love it. See, and I love when stuff is for real scary. Michael doesn't use like jump scares. Like when it was them doing it, it was all jump scary, but it was all bullshit. But when you see the real scary thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't rely on like a cheap trick. Because it in of itself is scary, so it can just be on screen.
Turn and run. Turn and run.
Yep, she's done. She's done.
Sorry.
Sorry, nope.
You trip, you dead.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
God, that's awesome. Look at her. And I love it. I love it that she doesn't pull the whole like I'll be better than you guys were. No, she's like, no, fuck you. It's like that's how it is. You know what I mean?
I would have like held on to the bottom of it though. Like if I was one of them.
Oh, one of those kids.
Yeah, I would have tried to grab it.
She's like, I've seen some shit. And I love how it's off camera. Again, it's not like a gorehound movie where you know it's really your imagination is so much worse than anything you could ever see in a film. It's scarier to hear what's happening to them rather than to see it. Strangers in the night. Oh, I love those wide shots.
Mm-hmm.
So remember what I said. We're already learning, like I said, nothing is what it seems.
Yeah.
I love this bit coming up.
I forgot about this too. I remember it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember I said everything in this film is ironic. Because what you think you're seeing, you're actually seeing the opposite. Basically, everything you're seeing
You
is
saw, you did not see.
well.
Words of Will Smith.
Oh wow, there you
Men in
go.
Black.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm done.
but not even just Will Smith Men in Black. The Men in Black song.
Yeah.
Damn.
Duh.
But no,
Jam.
that was a good jam back in the day. Yep. But again, everyone you're seeing in this movie is bullshit. But which once you start figuring it out, when you see something, you're like, oh, and then when you see something else, you're like, oh.
Get it? Now that I remember.
If not, you will soon.
Ew.
Oh, yeah. Let's lean in a little heavier on that metaphor.
I know.
The teddy bear.
I know.
I remember when I first saw this, I was like, get the fuck out. The reveal was just so cool. Because I started to kind of piece together kind of the irony here a little bit, and then when I saw this, I was like, oh, ho, ho. So here we have what we think is a vampire. Damn. How's that for Topanga hair?
No.
Yeah, I love it here when you find out who this is too. So so the vampire wasn't real.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yep. So if he was pretending to be a monster but not, then the girls who are humans are in fact yep. You all remember that howling you heard earlier, right? Roll with the hot dog. That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. Oh.
Ew.
Put some peroxide on that. And of course, they're playing Marilyn Manson's cover of It's perfect for this moment, though. Again, I just love how they subverted it. You know, what big eyes you have. Like, it was, and if you listen to everything they were saying,
Yeah.
the way they were dressing, the costumes they chose, it was all right there, you know what I mean? Out in the open. So again, what does a werewolf wear on Halloween? It goes as a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and I want to give credit to this movie because they always over sexualize being a vampire, and I've never given a shit about vampires. But I've always loved werewolves, and I think werewolves have always kind of been reduced to just mindless beasts. So I love how the werewolves in this movie are empowered. It's like it's sexy to be a werewolf.
Yeah.
And I like how they do the transformation where they rip out of the human skin. Like it's the whole metaphor of like that's their Halloween costume. They're dressing up as a human being as a costume. It's the metaphor, and underneath the costume is who they really are.
It's very creepy.
It's creepy, but I love the symbolism that goes with it. And the werewolves look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I dig it. I love the burning jack-o'-lantern behind him too. It looks so evil. It's almost like that's his face that we're seeing. He's using the kind of the jack-o'-lantern to kind of emote. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Back to this house.
Yeah, let's not forget this.
I like how they're just like, you're not supposed to go up to houses that don't have their lights on. Don't they know this?
Yeah, but that almost made it creepier back in the day.
Yeah, but the whole point is you're not supposed to, because the ones with lights on are the ones with candy.
Yeah, but on the flip side, though, it was always fun to kind of go to like a creepy-looking house, especially if you could tell they weren't into the whole Halloween thing. It almost made you wonder, okay, who the hell was going to answer the door?
I guess.
See, that's funny how they did that with the eyes glowing.
Need to get a dog just so we can get it a costume like
Yep,
that.
and scare neighborhood children with. I'd be down with that.
Give Tally and Ryoki some masks.
Oh, her two cats. So
I'm guessing.
yeah, if you haven't already figured it out, probably by now.
That's what I was gonna say before.
The,
as soon as you said that earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
Ew, what the fuck?
That's so adorable.
I know. It's a cute dog.
I know. Look, he's got like a little smile on his face.
Say, what kind of dog is that?
I don't know, like a little terrier or something. Might be a mutt.
Oh, is that the poison candy?
Oh, I think it might be. Yeah, wash it down with a little bit of that.
Noise.
What is that?
I don't know. It was cool though, and animated well.
I know, right?
just makes me hungry. Dog too.
Well, it's funny because for him, everything that is kind of satire on Halloween, we pretend, with grisly things, death, murder, monsters, ghosts. It's all stuff that we do satirically on Halloween. We kind of celebrate the macabre. But this is an individual who has been touched by it for real.
Yeah.
So he knows it's real. He's felt what it's like to be real. So it's for him. It's like
how fragile those windows if one egg fucking cracked it.
Yeah, old house, I guess.
So.
But it's. But yeah, it's the idea of like, yeah, you think this is all fun because to you it's all fiction, But what happens if you've experienced this in real life?
Time to go murder some more kids.
But it's almost like I like how this whole story has kind of come full circle, where he was touched by kind of by evil, so to speak, and now it's coming back from he kind of ran from it.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't claimed by it like he was supposed to be, so now he has to. It's coming back for him, and that's why probably he hates Halloween, because it's always for him. Halloween is. It always comes back for him, trying to finish him off. Yep. It's funny though, because he doesn't have any decorations up in his front yard yet. His house looks spookier than anybody else's. It's like our buddy Ryan. He's planting new grass in his front yard, or his whole yard, but he had to rip out all his old grass. So right now his yard is all barren and rocky and dirt. So we were joking. So now that it's around Halloween, and whenever we go up to his place, his house looks so spooky and cool.
I really wanted him to get some skeletons and partially bury them, like the fake skeletons.
Yeah, with the hands coming up. And I told him, like, dude, like, your house is, like, Halloween ready.
Would have been the best.
It would have been the best. Jesus.
Man.
See,
they done did hook you up.
I know. Like, if there was this, here's the thing.
I would not complain about that.
I would pay good. I would
until
carve.
They started rotting.
I would carve a few jack-o'-lanterns myself, because I don't want to be a poser. But to have this many, if there was a service that would come in and carve you jack-o'-lanterns, I would totally do the hell. We should start that.
I'm sure it exists.
Like, they come in and they, and if you pay extra, they'll dispose of them for you too.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does a pumpkin go for now these days?
I don't know. Usually they're between like $6 and $8, I think.
Yeah, so you pay
depending on the size.
You pay per pumpkin, and they'll carve it for you.
Yeah, but you also need to scoop it out and carve it and junk.
Well, yeah, but that's part of the service. You maybe pay you pay for that, but if you want them to come get rid of your pumpkins for you after the fact, you pay extra for that. Like a pickup fee.
Rotting pumpkins is literally one of the worst smells ever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would come and get it like the next day or something.
Well, I mean.
Well, the point is that
usually you'd get a pumpkin and carve it, like 5-6 days before Halloween.
Well, yeah, and then by that point afterwards.
Yeah, and then after.
Yeah, I don't know. I would pay if
they usually can last like a week and a half before they start going.
If we could that way have it.
If you're lucky.
If we have it like that way, we could have that many pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns. That'd be awesome. I would do that.
Why you gotta wheeze, buddy?
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if he's been fearing this all these years. Which, by the way, folks, if you haven't figured it out, this is the bus driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of one of the things. Like this has been. Imagine all these years fearing this, like living your whole life in fear of this every Halloween. Oh, see, I love that. I love how it's like the spirit of Halloween. And that's one of the things I've always liked too, because obviously, Christmas has a very kind of a literal figure, obviously, to go with like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of felt like I like the spirit of Halloween. Like I've always liked the idea where it's like Halloween is less like an individual. Ow, by the way. And more of like a spirit. Like, and I feel like you see this little figure here in this film, but I kind of feel like it's like this is more like an avatar. This being is less literal, more like this is kind of like Halloween channeling itself into this being. It's you know what I mean. It's this force of nature. It's this entity that is just kind of manifesting itself this way to It's so creepy though. But there's been so many dolls and toys of this made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how this film has been so many things. It's been a ghost story. It's been a a werewolf movie. It's been a monster movie. It's been a movie about like a serial killer. I like how now it's kind of like a slasher flick. Mm-hmm. Like this feels like very like Halloween, like John Carpenter Halloween here. Oh.
That sucks. The only thing worse would be Legos.
Oh, I don't know. Glass, I think, wins out.
And razor blades. I don't know, have you ever stepped on Legos?
I love how creepy that is. He's just crawling on the ceiling like xenomorph style. Look at that. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm pretty sure that's just a composite shot. They just shoot it separately and just put it together.
It's not fucking Spider-Man.
Not with those moves. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're getting the shit kicked out of you by the spirit of Halloween. Halloween's come to your house to brawl. Yeah, so this is that moment we saw before. So I love we got a glimpse of literally the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. So basically this is all happening early in the film.
Yeah.
Like where we see this little guy later on throughout the movie. This is all after all this.
You know, the question is, why did he wait till he was like old to
Well, I don't know. Like that's yeah, because we've seen all these other people alive. It's just weird thing that this was
supposed to be because like those kids went down and.
Well, again, he's been trying to get this guy forever. Mm. Oh. But yeah, so this guy was first on his list.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be the climax of the movie, yet, he went after this guy first. Ironically. I love how he's like a little jack-o'-lantern underneath that. But here's my only thing about that. I don't know if I myself would have liked seeing what's under the...
Oh, no, I would have rather left it.
Yeah, that was my only thing. It's creepy. But I actually think I would have preferred it if he never took off the...
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like Michael Myers. Everyone wants to know what he looks like underneath the mask. But we don't really want to know what he looks like. You know what I mean? It's kind of like... It's scarier to not know. Because it's like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, what are you, really? You know what I mean?
And why would it cover its head normally?
Because, again, I always kind of figured he wasn't really a literal thing. He's more like a spirit, you know what I mean? That's just kind of like the guise he takes. But he's not really anything physical, or it isn't. Hello, McFly!
Yeah, dude. It's movie 101. Oh, never mind. They said don't take your eyes off him, but...
that's like Chucky right there.
Ew. I like that candy corn fell out of him.
You're
Well,
right,
not
candy.
him, but...
Yeah, this is like child's play right here. The whole idea of, like, even when Chucky was, like, dismembered,
Yeah.
he could move independently.
Burn him.
But you see what I mean, though? Again, it's like, this is scary, but there's such a ridiculous sense of surrealism to all of this that it's almost like you can't help but just kind of look at it and just kind of smirk. You're like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is terrifying, to be sure, but at the same time, it's like, God damn.
Yeah, again, like, it's creepy and it's kind of scary, but I just would rather had it
Be just the
be just the burlap sack head.
yeah. Because especially because it has like a child's hand, so it kind of makes you wonder. Is like, okay, is there a kid under there? Like, what is under there? Again, I love this movie.
Well, they could have left it where he shot him and you see, like, the pumpkin shit come out of him. So
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's creepy, and this is done really well. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I think it would have been scarier if the whole movie you just only
Or if
saw him
anything,
like this.
they could have had it where the sack, like, it's just like that, where it rips open a little, but you can't actually really tell what's underneath.
Yeah, I kind of hint at it
Yeah.
again, like you do with Michael Myers sometimes.
Yeah.
Again, I know there've been Halloween movies where they just show it in his face.
Like, I think that's way fucking creepier.
Yeah, where you get a glimpse that there's something underneath, but you're still not quite seeing, again, the unknown, essentially.
I need my drugs.
I love the kid, the little chanting in the background.
Oh, that's pretty funny to me.
Ooh. Again, I love...
Murder by lollipop. Or not.
He's like... Storm... So now you're kind of getting a little bit of a sense of it too. It's, again, like I said, the spirit of Halloween. Look at some of the people it's targeted specifically. It's the people who either weren't in the spirit of Halloween or were kind of desecrating it. Like the woman you see killed in the beginning, what is she doing?
Yeah.
Halloween night, she's taking down the Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
You're essentially
Well, and she put the pumpkin out.
yeah, you're insulting Halloween. What did he do? It's almost like it's like a weird offering. Like, you know what I mean? Because, again, on Hallows Eve, you're supposed to put out offerings, sacrifices, for, like, you know, the spirit. That's kind of what Halloween was all about. That's what the candy is actually supposed to be kind of a symbol of. Is like, you know, you're an offering. He wasn't giving an offering, and she was taking down the stuff prematurely. Yeah, so there you go. And I like how they do that. That's how they explain it. It's very simple. You see the photo, you see a guy played by a completely different actor because he's younger, and yet you get it right away.
Oh, God. That's so creepy.
Yeah, so it's almost like pay respect to the spirit of Halloween or else.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's what it was about. If you know.
Wait, so did the trick or treat thing kill his dog?
I don't know.
Oh Jesus, he's wearing his dead.
Yep. Yep. So like it's like a cycle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I love it how it all reconnects at the end. Like it's all interchangeable. Yep. It's interesting too because if you look at like Krampus, it's the same kind of thing where because someone refuses to get into the spirit of a holiday, there's a negative consequence by the holiday.
Yeah.
Like Krampus is like the evil Santa Claus, where here it's like, okay, if you disrespect Halloween, Halloween comes and gets you. I love that. Like he does like the darker side of these holidays. Yep. Full circle.
This bitch.
Again, this is done all so well. Like it's just this whole movie is a big loop.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. Like it's like a cycle.
Yeah.
Like you could almost just watch this movie like back to back to back to back to back, and it's like a perfect loop.
Mm-hmm. Yikes.
Trick or treat. And yet he still gets his in the end. Yep. And I like how they do that. They do as like comic book cuts again, which what you don't see is always going to be scarier than what you do. But yeah, there it is. Again, I love this movie. Like, and again, I can definitely see why it's kind of developed this following because, well, I'm a part of it. So, but yeah, so we'll see if he does another one. If not, I really hope Michael Dougherty continues to make kind of these really fun films because he's one, he's definitely a director that I like to follow because again, when you see a Michael Dougherty film like Guillermo del Toro, like James Cameron, like a lot of these other kind of very stylized directors, you can always tell it's his movie, and I like that it feels like it's his. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Peace. Happy Halloween.